Millions watched his channel. Millions clicked the notification bell. They saw his familiar face, smiling into the camera from his well-lit studio. The small red icon pulsed in the corner. It said, "Live." People typed greetings into the chat, messages scrolling fast like a river. They believed they were sharing a real moment. They thought they were witnessing his life in real time. They were profoundly, tragically wrong. It was all a performance, an illusion to hide something horrific. It began as just another Tuesday night broadcast. He was a titan of YouTube, channels, and subscriber counts flooding the screen. His channel mixed high-energy stunts and long, intimate live conversations. It had cultivated a community of millions. Subscribers felt a deep, personal connection. Countless hours of shared screen time. They trusted the image he presented. This trust became his tool, weapon and shield, a curtain over the truth. He went live that evening, just as promised on social media. The stream showed his comfortable home office. He casually answered questions from a buzzing chat box. Millions believed he was live on YouTube, but investigators would later uncover a chilling secret. The live stream wasn't live at all. The following morning, the illusion shattered. News outlets broke the story, a shock wave through the online community. A young person had been found dead, the victim of a violent crime. The victim's name was released, and soon, their face was everywhere. The family, consumed by unimaginable grief, began posting photographs, birthdays, holidays, bright smiles, happy times. Their posts were heartbreaking pleas for answers, desperate cries into the digital void. The internet transformed into a landscape of mourning. Fans of the YouTuber expressed shock and sadness, unaware of the sinister connection. Investigators from the Major Crimes Unit arrived at the scene and began meticulous work. Their first and most public piece of evidence was the live stream that had captivated millions just hours before. At first glance, it seemed to be a solid alibi. How could a person be in two places at once? But experienced detectives knew that digital media could be deceptive. They watched the stream not as fans, but as analysts. They noticed tiny, almost imperceptible oddities. A shadow that seemed to move unnaturally. A sound from outside that didn't quite match the time of day. The red live icon was a powerful statement, but the data buried deep within the video file was about to tell a very different story. Forensic video analysts were brought in to dissect the stream, frame by frame. They didn't just watch the video. They analyzed its core structure, metadata, digital signature. They bypassed the public-facing interface and delved into the server logs provided by the streaming platform. There, they found what they were looking for, a clear discrepancy. The logs showed that the video was not a continuous live feed from the YouTuber's camera. Instead, a large video file had been uploaded to the server and then broadcast on a delay, configured to mimic a live event. The stream had been pre-recorded. It was a fake. This discovery changed everything. Investigators immediately requested warrants for the YouTuber's phone records and location data. They pored over his GPS history, call logs, text messages. They saw a flurry of activity during the hours leading up to the live broadcast. They found deleted conversations, frantic calls made at odd hours, painting a picture of a person in a state of agitation, not calm relaxation. A chilling timeline began to emerge from the gaps. CCTV footage became the cornerstone of the prosecution's emerging case. The investigators canvassed the entire neighborhood, collecting video from every possible source: doorbell cameras, private security systems, traffic cameras on nearby streets. One camera, mounted on the garage of a house 2 doors down, caught the crucial moment. The grainy, time-stamped footage showed a figure whose build and clothing matched the YouTuber, hastily leaving his own home. The time on this clip directly contradicted the live stream. It was recorded during a period when he was supposedly interacting with fans, live on camera. Social media, the very platform he had used to build his fame, now became a source of incriminating evidence against him. Detectives issued preservation orders for his accounts, sifting through public posts and direct messages. A private message, leaked by a recipient to the police, revealed a heated argument between the YouTuber and the victim. A fan, who had been screen recording the stream, sent in a short clip where a strange audio glitch occurred, a glitch that the forensic team would later analyze with intense focus. These small, scattered details, insignificant on their own, were being woven together into a damning tapestry. With this growing mountain of data, the police began constructing a master timeline. They covered a large whiteboard in the incident room with every piece of information they had, still frames from the CCTV, printed transcripts of text messages, GPS data from the YouTuber's phone. They marked the start and end times of the faked live stream in bold red ink. The evidence showed that the live stream had been pre-recorded earlier in the day, then deliberately paused, and finally played back during the exact period the murder was committed. The live stream was not just a lie, it was a calculated act of deception. The question of motive hung heavy in the air. Why would a successful and beloved public figure fake a live stream to commit such a heinous act? Investigators explored every possibility: financial incentives, pressure to perform, yet also intensely personal motives. An argument, a secret, a moment of jealousy or uncontrollable rage. The police pursued both the money and the personal connections with equal vigor. Far from his monitor, police cruisers moved in, lights slicing the darkness, converging on a quiet suburban street. The camera kept running. Distant red and blue strobes became visible, reflecting faintly in the window behind him. Fans in chat began to notice. They assumed a stunt, another drama layer. They had no idea they were watching an alibi be born. Was it all planned? Could he fool everyone? What would you have believed? In court, the prosecution played it over and over again. Grainy black and white CCTV footage. A figure exits the YouTuber's side door. The figure glances around nervously. The figure hurries down the driveway. The timestamp in the corner was undeniable: 9:14 p.m. The prosecutor then played a clip from the live stream, also from 9:14 p.m., showing the YouTuber laughing at a comment in the chat. The stark contrast between the two realities was presented to the jury. The CCTV showed a man on the move, shrouded in darkness and secrecy. The YouTube stream showed a man bathed in light, seemingly open and accessible to the world. Detectives explained how they had enhanced the video. They had worked with forensic video specialists, stabilizing the shaky footage, clarifying the image. They pointed out the unique design on the back of the jacket. Then, they presented the very same jacket, seized from the YouTuber's closet. The pattern matched perfectly. The camera, a silent, electronic witness, had captured a truth that no amount of digital trickery could erase. Its unblinking eye had stayed fixed on reality. The defense team tried to cast doubt on the footage. Indistinct figure, poor quality, misidentification. They brought in their own expert to talk about the unreliability of low-light video. But the prosecution had more. Footage from another camera, further down the street, capturing the same figure getting into a car that matched the YouTuber's vehicle registration. The power of the CCTV evidence was its simplicity. It was a moving picture that everyone on the jury could understand. A person in a place they claimed not to be, at a time they claimed to be somewhere else. The investigators had followed the basic principles of police work, trusting physical evidence over digital performance. And what it recorded was the beginning of the end for the YouTuber's elaborate lie. Section 5. The Digital Breadcrumbs. The investigation became a deep dive into a vast ocean of digital data. Forensic analysts cloned the YouTuber's phone and computers, creating perfect copies to examine without altering the original evidence. They used powerful software to recover deleted files. They recovered deleted messages, peeling back the layers of his digital life. They unearthed a series of angry text messages exchanged with the victim, a stark contrast to the cheerful persona he presented online. While investigators were officially collecting evidence, a parallel investigation was being conducted by the public, online sleuths, former fans, and forums sharing theories and clues. One user found an archived social media page. It showed a deleted comment, placing him near the victim's location earlier that day. This citizen-found clue was passed to the police and verified. The server logs from the streaming platform proved to be the digital smoking gun. During the trial, a senior engineer explained the difference between a true live stream and a pre-recorded broadcast. He showed the logs from the YouTuber's account on the night of the murder, an upload of a large video file followed by a play command, not a stream command. He explained how the platform's interface could be manipulated to display the red live icon on a pre-recorded video. The feature intended for professional broadcasts, exploited for a sinister purpose. The prosecutor countered the defense's technical error claim with evidence from the YouTuber's computer, an editing project for the fake stream, a file history with multiple edits and exports in the hours before broadcast. He hadn't just played a pre-recorded video. He had painstakingly crafted it. The digital breadcrumbs didn't just point to him. They showed his hands on the keyboard, building his own alibi, click by click. Section 6. The science of a sound. The evidence against him was not just visual, it was audible. Forensic audio experts isolated a specific moment, faint but sharp, a percussive bang in the background, which he covered by laughing loudly and pretending to drop his phone. The audio team cleaned the track, removing the YouTuber's voice and ambient noise. What remained was a clear, distinct bang. An officer had noted a heavy oak chair knocked over during the struggle. The team recreated the event with the actual chair and high-fidelity mics, recording the impact. They converted both sounds into spectrograms and placed them side by side. The patterns were nearly identical: frequency, duration, decay, a near-perfect match. The expert said many things can bang, but that acoustic signature was as unique as a fingerprint. The sound wasn't a glitch. It was an echo of the crime. It bridged the violent physical world and his digital alibi. A ghost in the machine, broadcast to millions. The science of sound had exposed a lie the naked eye might have missed. The jury listened intently, the silence broken only by the damning chair sound, replayed again and again. Section 7. The Trial of Two Realities. The trial became a global spectacle. The courtroom was packed every day with journalists, family members, and a few members of the public who had won a lottery for the coveted seats. The prosecution laid out its case with methodical precision. Two realities unfolding simultaneously: the cheerful, engaging live stream on one screen, the cold, hard data on the other, CCTV, GPS, server logs, the damning timeline. The prosecutor walked the jury through the timeline, minute by agonizing minute, showing how the digital illusion concealed a physical horror. The defense fought back, a victim of fame, a naive entertainer, a catastrophic technical error, a scheduling mix-up, deleted messages from a panicky but innocent disagreement. A persona separate from a man incapable of violence. Witness testimony brought a raw, human element. The victim's mother spoke of her child, hopes, dreams, their last conversation, filling the court with profound loss. Ultimately, the prosecution's closing focused on planning, a calculated, premeditated act. The faked live stream was the proof. A person does not accidentally create a multi-hour, edited alibi. They showed the jury the evidence from the editing software, the file history, the exports. The jury was left to decide: a tragic technical mistake or a brilliantly executed cold-blooded plan. The jury deliberated for 3 long days. In the end, they returned with a verdict: guilty. A collective gasp swept through the courtroom. The YouTuber, stoic throughout, finally broke. His face crumpled as the verdict was read. The victim's family wept silently, holding each other. Outside, the crowd erupted. Cheers and shouts of anger. The internet fractured. Some celebrated justice served. Others claimed he was wrongfully convicted. The case left a deep, lasting scar on online content. It forced a global conversation about authenticity and about parasocial relationships. Platforms began reviewing live content policies, exploring ways to make the distinction clearer between live streams and pre-recorded broadcasts. The channel remains a digital ghost town. The videos, once full of life and energy, now feel eerie and hollow. Comments became a sprawling debate. Some still defend him, others condemn him. Newcomers stumble in and try to piece together the story from digital artifacts. The red live icon, once a symbol of immediacy, now feels chilling. It reminds viewers how easily truth can be manipulated. Trust can be used as a tool of misdirection. This is a stark warning for a world living through screens. A smiling face can hide a terrible secret. The loudest voice isn't always the most truthful. Cameras can lie. Data often cannot. The internet believed one story. Investigators uncovered another. What do you think really happened? Comment your opinion below.